Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It has been quite a while since I made any video relating to my weight loss. The last video that I made was my second nature video, which if you haven't seen, I will include up here and also put in the description. That is probably a good idea to watch before this video because you'll understand a bit more of the kind of diet that I'm following, the kind of lifestyle that I'm trying to live. But for today's video, I really wanted to bring you guys along to show you what I eat in a day to lose weight. So since that last video where I weighed 14 stone 2, I now weigh 13 stone 1.2, I think it was. I weighed myself this morning. So I have lost another stone since that video that I made. So I just kind of wanted to show you just a random day of eating, what I typically try to eat. And I also thought it might be helpful for if you've heard of second nature and you want to know what are the kind of things that you eat, what does a day look like. This video is perfect for you. Come along with me and I will just show you what I eat in a day. So today is currently Friday. I have recently had a change in my work schedule and I now don't work on Fridays. So I thought today would be the perfect day just to show you guys, bring you along with me all day. It is currently 9:15 and I am pretty freaking hungry. I'm definitely a breakfast person, so we've got breakfast already all planned out. With second nature, I do find it really useful, especially in a working week, to do a bit of meal prep. This week I have prepped both my breakfast and my lunch. I don't always do that. Sometimes I will grab a breakfast that's a bit quick and easy, so like the yogurt bowl or something like that. But I did do some cooking earlier on this week, so we will head to Past Beth to let you know what I'm having. Hello everyone, Past Beth here. I am currently in my kitchen and I'm going to be making, today's Sunday, 31st of October, and I'm going to be making my breakfast for the rest of the week. I am making this, which looks gorgeous. It is a goat's cheese, pea and basil frittata. I haven't made this recipe before, it's a brand new one to me. It's one that is in the new book, Second Nature Lower Carb Recipes, and if you are on Second Nature, it is in their app currently as well. Just to let you know, they haven't gifted me this book. I bought this book with my own money, so everything that I say or the reviews that I give of the food that I'm going to eat are going to be my personal opinion. But yeah, let's see how easy it is to make. Okay, so I've moved you to the hob, hello. My first step is that I need to fry some onion. So let's get whenever we cook with onion, we literally just use a frozen pack of onion because we're lazy. Okay, so I have cooked up some onion and garlic and added in some balsamic vinegar. I've chopped up a pepper. The recipe did call for a courgette, but I forgot to buy one, so we're just going to substitute in with the green pepper. And I am just defrosting some peas over here as well. So my peas and peppers are frying away. I've just put them in some butter. And the next step is that I need to mix some eggs, milk and basil. I've got the eggs, that's fine. The only milk that I've got is oat milk. And I don't actually have any fresh basil, I have fresh parsley. So I feel like I'm making so many substitutions in this recipe that if it's not good, I only have myself to blame. But yeah, we're just gonna go for it and we'll see how it goes. So I'm now adding the onions and garlic back in. And we're gonna add the egg mixture on top. Okay, so I've just lightly stirred it to combine it a bit. Okay, so that's had about 5 minutes. So I'm now gonna add on top the goat's cheese. And the noise you can hear in the background is the grill. So I've just got that preheating, and then we're gonna pop this under. I think this frying pan can go in the grill, and hope it can. It's now going in the grill. It has been about 5 minutes since I put this in the grill, so let's have a look how it looks. Ooh! So the egg is definitely cooked. The goat's cheese hasn't melted quite as much as it has in the picture. Okay, so this is the picture. And that's mine. I guess they kind of look similar. I think this one's like crisped up a little bit. This mine's looking a bit pale, I guess. So it now just says that I need to let the frittata cool and then I can slice it. So I am just going to slice it into 4. This recipe was for 4 portions and there are 0 complex carbs per portion. So I'm just going to chop it into 4, pop it in some Tupperware, and then that is my lunches ready for the rest of the week. So fingers crossed. It tastes really good, but I think future Beth will be able to let you know right now. Thank you so much, past Beth, for doing all the work for me. It's now super easy for me. I literally just have to heat it up in the microwave. Breakfast is served. So I literally just put this into the microwave for about 1.5 minutes, just to reheat it a little bit. I have added on a little bit of fresh parsley as well. And here we have just got a normal instant coffee that's fully caffeinated. I tend to go for the Nescafe Azera, and I have gone with oat milk in this. That is just a personal preference. Yeah, I'm not vegan or lactose intolerant, as you can tell by all of the eggs and cheese that are in my breakfast. I just prefer oat milk because it is the superior of milks, and I will fight you on that. So this goat's cheese frittata is pretty dang tasty. Like past Beth said, this is the first time that I've ever made this recipe, so I was giving it a go for the first time this week. I've had it for my breakfast every day and it is really, really tasty. However, the one critique that I have is that I don't really think it's a breakfast recipe. I will probably make it again, but maybe not for breakfast. I think with the fresh herbs and the balsamic onions, it's just quite rich, whereas normally I prefer something a bit lighter at breakfast or possibly a bit sweeter. The recipe is in the breakfast section of the book. However, the description talks about you making it for lunch and that it can be a good meal prep for your lunches. So I think I will probably go down that route in the future. However, this is a really tasty recipe. If you want to give it a go, I would highly recommend it. And it has been really easy just to kind of stick something in the microwave and then my breakfast is ready. So that's breakfast out of the way. I have filled up my water bottle. I will aim to drink at least 2 of these a day. So that's how I'm going to stay hydrated throughout the day. My plan for today is that I am heading off to my cousin's a bit later on in the afternoon, around 2 o'clock. So in between then I am going to probably do a little bit of editing, maybe do some work on like my Instagram and my YouTube in general, and I also want to get like a little bit of a workout in. So I recently bought a virtual reality headset, and on the days that I don't go to the gym, I like to make sure that I play with that a little bit. So I'm gonna go and just chuck on some clothes now, and we'll play a little bit of Beat Saber. I don't know how much of this footage I'm going to be able to use because of the copyright music, but I am listening to ABBA Waterloo. It's such a fun dance to do on Beat Saber. And for those that aren't aware, I have set up a second camera just in hopes that you can see what's going on the screen that I'm watching. But the basic premise is that a song plays, some boxes come at you, and you have got lightsabers in your hands, so you hit the boxes in time to the music. It definitely gets my heart rate up, I definitely get a sweat on, and I can play it for like an hour or so before I'm like, okay, I'm pretty tired, I need to stop now. So, you know, that's an hour that I could spend sitting around not doing anything, but instead I'm moving my body, and it's great. Something I've learned during this stint of my weight loss journey is that there is so much value in just moving your body. It might not be the most efficient exercise, it might not even be classed as exercise, but just moving your body in a way that you enjoy is so valuable, not just for losing weight, but also for your mental health and tons of other reasons. Even if you are dancing around in a virtual reality headset looking like an idiot, if you're having fun, that's the best part. So since I bought that virtual reality headset and have been playing Beat Saber, I have played it so much more than when I decided that I was going to try running. I don't enjoy running as much as I enjoy doing that. So if you find something that you enjoy, you're going to do it more just because you enjoy it. In the past, I've really overthought the kinds of exercise that I'm doing, trying to figure out what's best for weight loss, what is the most effective, what is actually going to work for me. But after watching some quite good videos on YouTube, I figured that as long as you're eating in a calorie deficit, you're gonna lose weight either way. So just do exercise for the fun of it. If you hate exercise, just try to find something that you enjoy. And believe it or not, I actually really enjoy making myself look like an idiot on the internet. So I'm gonna play a bit more Beat Saber now, maybe for the next hour or so, and then I'm gonna head upstairs and get ready for the rest of my day. Okay, so it is now a bit later from that previous clip. It is about 12:40, so 20 to 1. I am ready for the day, ready to go to my cousin's, and I am just gonna have a cup of tea. Earlier on you saw that I had a fully caffeinated coffee. I have that one fully caffeinated coffee in the morning, and then for the rest of the day I move on to decaf. So I'm gonna have a decaf tea with some oat milk. So it's now about 20 past 1 and it is lunchtime. Hasbeth very kindly made my lunch for me, so I am gonna reheat it in the microwave, and whilst I do that I will let her tell you what we've got. Hello, Beth here, woo! For my lunches this week I am going to be cooking tomato soup. Here is the picture. It again comes from the same book that I used for the frittata, the lower carb recipes book. To start this soup off, I am frying some frozen onion in a big non-stick pan and then adding in some carrot and some garlic. I'm then stirring that for a little while to let them saute. Here I'm adding in the tins of chopped tomatoes, gave that a quick stir and left the tomatoes to cook out for a while whilst I cleaned up the kitchen a bit. We've got a quick change of clothes here as I also got ready to go to the gym, and I added in the beans, veggie stock, salt and pepper. I gave it a good mix, brought it to the boil and then let it simmer for about 10 minutes. Hello, so I took a pause to go to the gym. Mark very kindly made us tea, so I've just eaten that. I've come back to the soup and I'm really sorry I forgot to film it, but I've added in the cream and blended it, but I'm actually kind of glad that I did that without filming it because it didn't look the most appetizing. So I will show you what it looks like now. This is it all blended up. I think the colour has come out slightly better, but it's not quite as red and vibrant. It looks like there's a bit too much cream in it maybe, but it just looks a bit sickly. Oh god, I've got to take this into work on Thursday. Maybe I can tell him it's carrot soup instead. But yeah, I'm now just gonna put it into some Tupperware and pop it in the fridge, and then that will be my lunches ready for the rest of the week. This tomato soup is 4 portions and it is 1 complex carb per portion due to the beans that are in it. So yeah, we'll head back to Future Beth to let you know how it is. I appreciate past Beth making my lunch for me, but I'm just reheating this. And there is literally like an entire piece of carrot right there. Ah, right there. better blend in next time, and maybe cook the carrots more so that they blend a lot easier. Good soup. I don't even go on TikTok. She doesn't even go here. I have had this for my lunches for the past week and I was really impressed. I'm normally not a fan of the tomato soups where it's more like tomato and basil, so it's quite a strong taste. But because you cook the acidity out of the chopped tomatoes, it is really, really kind of creamy. And obviously the single cream helps with that as well. But yeah, I would really recommend this recipe. It's super duper tasty. It's now around 4:20. I have just got back from my cousin's. I had such a lovely time. It was really nice to go and see some family. And my cousin did such a lovely spread. So the reason she had done it was for my birthday. My birthday was last month. But I didn't get to see that side of the family because unfortunately they were a bit poorly over my birthday. So she put on like a really nice spread of tea and cake as like a belated happy birthday to me. So it was so lovely. I had a few cups of tea there and I had a French fancy and 2 slices of Swiss roll. It was so nice. It was like a lemon flavoured one. It was delicious. So cake and fully caffeinated tea isn't something that I would eat every day. It is something that I would eat once in a blue moon. But yeah, I just wanted to make the point that I haven't cut anything out of my diet. There is nothing that I've cut out completely. There are some things where I will say I will have it in moderation and only once in a while. And this was one of those days. So like I said at the start of this video, I just picked a random day today and it just so happens that I had a treat today, but I won't have it every day. It is now about 6:20. I feel like every time I've given a time update it's always 20 past something. Just a coincidence. So it's 6:20. I am now starting to get a bit hungry, so I am gonna make our dinner. Just as a water update, this is my 4th bottle of water, and the only other things that I've drank is the tea that I've mentioned previously. So our choice for dinner or tea tonight isn't actually a Second Nature recipe. One thing that I love about Second Nature is that they do teach you their recommended portions of things rather than saying here is a recipe, follow our recipe. So the meal that we are choosing is a HelloFresh recipe that we got quite a while ago now, and it's one of our favourites. So we just call it Mediterranean pasta, but it is warm Mediterranean style vegetable and chorizo pasta salad. So I'll be having this. The ingredients are aubergine, red pepper, red onion, flat leaf parsley, Italian herbs, baby plum tomatoes, chorizo, red wine vinegar and feta cheese, which are all perfectly fine on Second Nature. And then the pasta is penne pasta. The recipe asks for 200 grams of penne pasta for 2 people, but we adjust that slightly, so we are going to go for 80 grams of whole wheat pasta. So that will be 2 complex carb portions per person. And then because we are reducing that pasta a little bit, we are going to bulk the meal out again with some roasted broccoli. Hi. Mark's here. Hi. He's going to help me cook. Similar to what I was saying about the frozen onion, we always keep in some frozen broccoli because we love it, but we refuse to have boiled veg. This is a non-boiled veg household. If we're gonna have veg, it will be drizzled in olive oil and roasted in the oven. We're putting the frozen broccoli in first for about 10 minutes, and whilst that defrosts, I am measuring out the pasta and Mark is chopping up all the veggies and putting them onto a baking tray. I'm then drizzling them with some olive oil, adding salt, pepper and the Italian herb seasoning.
Stop.
Right now.
Stop.
Google Home let us know that the broccoli was defrosted, so after yelling at it, I then poured away the excess water, drizzled it with olive oil, seasoned it with salt, pepper, some garlic granules and a little bit of chili flakes as well. I then popped the aubergine and the broccoli into the oven. Moving on to the pasta, we boiled some water in a saucepan and added in the weighed out penne. Mark then chopped up the parsley and the rest of the veg went into the oven.
Set a timer for 14 minutes and 30 seconds.
Second timer for 14 minutes and 30 seconds. And we're starting now.
It's okay.
Till you knew what. Turn the camera away while I beat it.
We don't want the other robots to see.
Yeah.
Mark tried to set a timer and Google Home wouldn't listen. So after threatening it, we moved on to the chorizo. I heated a small frying pan and added in the diced chorizo. Let that cook out for a while and added in some red wine vinegar. We moved this to a mixing bowl and added some olive oil. The pasta was cooked by this point, so I drained it and also added that into the bowl as well. When the veg was finished cooking, we also added this to the bowl, sprinkled in the parsley and crumbled in some feta. We mixed all of that together and dinner's ready. We served it up on a plate with the roasted broccoli on the side and sprinkled a little bit more feta and parsley on top. This is the finished dish and it is so delicious, really filling and comforting whilst feeling quite indulgent at the same time. So I'm glad that this is a recipe I can have as part of a balanced diet. So we've just eaten our tea and for dessert we are going to have a little square of chocolate. We tend to eat just a square most nights, and the great thing is that with using dark chocolates, this is Godiva and it's 90% cocoa. Because it's so rich, you don't feel like you want a lot. So just 1 square of chocolate is enough for me. It takes that edge off, and when I'm fancying something sweet after tea, it's great.
Oh, sorry.
George, you good? I think so, man. Sugar dome.
This is the scary bit. I'm doing the stinking sugar dome.
Good evening, everybody. It is around 9 o'clock now. I'm in my pajamas, all ready for bed, and I've got my stitch in there. So that's how I'm gonna spend the rest of my evening. I've got a cup of decaf tea. This is gonna be the last thing that I consume today, apart from just some water that I'll probably take to bed or drink whilst I'm down here stitching. Our meal that we had for dinner slash tea, I call it tea, so I'm just gonna say tea. So our tea that we had was really delicious. It's one of those meals where if you feel like you just need to eat a ton of veg, it's great for that. There's so many veggies in there. And we hadn't had that one in a while, so we actually really enjoyed it because it's something that we don't have very often, and we forgot how good it was. So tea was delicious. I finished my 4th bottle of water, and you probably saw in the last clip that I did have a glass of squash with my tea. I have that pretty much every day, but it is just that one. Second Nature tends to say to avoid ultra processed things, and that squash would count as it, but I just make sure that I limit it. So I just literally have one a day that I eat with my tea, and obviously make sure that I drink a ton of water. So that is it from me today. That is what I eat in a day generally, and it has served me well so far. Like I say, I've lost 2 stone since January 2021, and I'm really hoping that it is going to go down even further. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. It's something that's a little bit different from me, so I would love to hear some feedback from you. What did you think? I would like to make more of these kinds of videos in the future, just to show the different kinds of things that I eat, because I think I have a fairly varied diet. So yeah, it would be good to show off more of what I typically tend to eat. Hopefully it will give you some ideas. So let me know if this is something that you enjoyed and that you would like to see from me on my channel. But I am gonna love you and leave you there. My stitching's waiting for me, and I'm just gonna enjoy my cup of tea. So I hope that everybody has a fantastic rest of your day. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I shall see you next time. Bye!